You're playing with white and you are in this position. You have a rook and a knight there. Do not ask how they how they went there. Okay. Which piece are you going to save and how would you try to win this position? Now, this can be a draw, okay, and this can be a win for white. Your task right now is to try to figure out a way to win this position. Now, obviously, if you decided to save the knight, for example, this is an immediate draw because he can take the rook and knight and bishop, just a complete draw. So, of course, you know that you have to save the rook and don't care about the knight. But what are you going to play? So I want you to pause the video for a while and try to figure out the best way for white to win this game. Okay, hopefully you stop the video for a while and you try to figure out a way. Now, the most, you know, normal looking move is to play like rook b6. It's very natural. You're attacking the bishop, and if he takes the knight, you want to take the bishop, and now you're completely winning because this is, of course, a winning endgame. But before he takes the knight, he can just play bishop to g3 check. You move your king, and now he takes the knight. Now you might say, well, I have a check and take the bishop, but after this check, he will not go here. He will go king to g7. And after you move the rook, there's no attack on the bishop, and this is going to be a draw. Or, I mean, it is slightly winning for white, but it's, I mean, come on, only engines can do this. Okay, so it's not rook to b6 because of this annoying move, bishop to g3. And if you decided to stay on this G file wherever you wanted to go, like let's say here, you can just take the knight and rook bishop as long as the bishop can go back, and it's gonna be a draw as well. So it's not staying on this diagonal. Where are you going to go? You might say, well, let's go, for example, rook, of course not here. Let's say rook c6 or rook here, the same thing. If he takes, you will have a check and win the bishop as well. But he still has this check, annoying check. You move your king and then he takes the knight. Even if you attack the bishop, he can just go here, bishop e5, right? And at the beginning, even if you went rook to f6, the same thing, blade check, king moves, he takes the knight, you attack the bishop, he attacks your rook. Now, of course, he cannot go here because then you can win the bishop with a check. So he attacks the rook from the other side, and the rook is not pinned, but this is also not winning for white. So, of course, now you see that the best move in this position is to play rook to e6. Every single move on this diagonal or on this row, it is bad. Of course, here it's very bad, and here is very bad, or staying here is very bad as well. But this move, rook to e6, is the only move that wins the game. I know it sounds crazy, but of course, if he takes the knight, check, win the bishop, get the king closer, suffocate the king, and checkmate the king. But he plays a check first. Bishop to g3 check. You play king to e2. Now, if you play king f1, king here, you're not winning the game. And I'm going to show you how in a few moments. King to e2 is going to be played. And then, when he takes the knight, you don't have a check because, of course, he's going to go there, attacking your rook, and you have to move the rook, and then his bishop is going to be safe. The only move in this position to win this game, even though it seems very impossible, king f3. Oh my, when I saw this move, I thought there's no way. There's no way that a dame bishop, although can move all the way over the board, cannot move. This bishop cannot move. If the bishop went bishop h4 or bishop here, we know we have a check, the king will move, and we will pick up the bishop here or here, right? So the bishop cannot go here or here. The king placed there on f3 instead of king here or king here or king here. This king is securing this square and this square of the bishop. And the rook is securing this square, this square, this square. Now you still say, well, there's bishop to c7, for example. Well, there's going to be a check. The king is forced to step up, another check, and you win the bishop. And if he went bishop all the way back to b8, you just have a check, king moves, and rook takes bishop, and this is a winning checkmate. All you have to do is just make sure to keep closing in on the king and put him in a a smaller box, get the king closer, and checkmate. But the only move that you were supposed to see is in this position after he takes the knight and after rook e6. Now you might say why rook e6 is the best move, because rook e6 stops the bishop after this check, stops the bishop from going here or here. Remember at the beginning when I said we have rook here, but then after this check, king e2, the king takes knight, and king here, the bishop cannot go here, 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 or here, or here, or here, because the only square is there on e5. That's why rook e6 was supposed to happen. This is the most beautiful puzzle I've ever seen. I hope that you liked this video, and I'll see you again with another puzzle.